Welcome to the land down under for the Bathurst 1000 presented by Repco. Here sharing the weekend with the V8 Supercar Series and their Bathurst 1000. Today will be 25 laps, a little shorter than the V8 Supercar Series at 161 laps. Now Bathurst, aka Mount Panorama, has provided some amazing racing in the lower divisions, which we will come to show you after the introductions. Now, hopefully we don't see any massive crashes. This track does have the possibility to create some. But now we're going to head down to IDKCS for the command.
Drivers, start your engines!
Thank you for the command IDQCS, and now we're getting into our starting lineup. Shane Van Gisbergen on his home track will start on pole. Chase Elliott to his outside. Row 2 we have Tyler Reddick and Christopher Buescher. In row 3 we have Christopher Bell and Ross Chastain, both of which are contending for the points lead right now. Ryan Blaney in the number 12 alongside Kyle Busch in row 4. In row 5 we have William Byron and Ty Gibbs. In row 6 we have Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano. In row 7, we have Martin Truex Jr. and Alex Bowman. In row 8, we have John Hunter Nemechek and Brad Keselowski. Row 9, we have Kyle Larson and Eric Jones. Row 10, we have Corey LaJoie and Chase Briscoe. In row 11, we have Carson Hocevar and Josh Berry. In row 12, we have Bubba Wallace and Noah Gragson. In row 13, we have Daniel Suarez and J.J. Yaley. In row 14, we have B.J. McLeod and Austin Dillon. And rounding out our field in row 15, we have Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Ryan Preece. Now, the skyline here, good opportunity to make some passes. However, it is a very risky opportunity. It will mostly be single file through skyline today, though. There is a possibility for passing, but it's very, very risky. Now, the Dipper, single file all day. No passes will happen here unless there's some kind of crash or a major, and we mean major, almost off the track mistake through the S's. Conrad Straight got its name from when you would blow a connection rod down these long straights. You'd actually blow the motor. And now, with the modern technology, these cars will not explode down the straights, but should offer some good drafting opportunities today. Can't forget about the cutting, one of the greatest opportunities on this track into the hairpin. If you can get alongside through the first part, you're easily able to launch it up the inside and get another position made up through the mountain, which you should be able to hold. Welcome to the Idemitsu Mazda MX5 Cup as you are underway. The number 5 leads 3 wide down the rest. Today gets turned down mountain straight away. A massive crash early on. Yeah, it's lap 1, boys. There's a lot of race left to go. This is what happens. Drivers just impatient, and this happens really quickly. Let's see one more time. Yeah, the 5 just turns across. Big accident there. Welcome back to the Idemitsu Mazda MX5 Cup. As now the race is almost over. The 78, what a dive for the lead. As now they're battling out with 5. There's a more contact. Cars slide across the track. 3 wide, that won't work. Photo finish. Car upside down. Bathurst. As now we're here at Sydney Olympic Park for the WeatherTech Lamborghini Super Trofeo highlights here for race 1 of their season. As the number 9 leads them to the green in the GT3 class. As what a move from the 78 around the outside through the gold chicane and now into that single file chicane. It's a split start here for the Supers. The 78 still up front, 9 falling behind. Him single file now, moved from the Iron Dames teammates as we go to commercial break.
The NASCAR Community Cup Series rolls into Las Vegas, live March 16th at 7 p.m. EST, only on the ECS Racing Network channel.
Welcome back to the Leather Tech Series now, as we are back with 2 minutes left of the race. The 78 catching lap traffic, the 9 gets turned! One of the supers upside down, the 45 Andretti piles in. Big crash in the gold chicane. Red flag is out, race is likely over. 3 wide, that doesn't work. And then the 78 spins out one of the P2 and supers, and the 45 just does not see the caution, just piles on. I'll see it one more time. The 6 gets squeezed by the 9. The 6 does not lift out. One of the cars clips the tire barrier and goes over, and the 45 hits the fender of the Iron Dames, piles up on top, and we have another red flag. The 871 will win in supers, and the 78 wins in GT3 here from Sydney Olympic Park. Will be about 75 miles today for today's race, 25 laps, and Shane Van Gisbergen starts on pole. The green flag is out. Shane Van Gisbergen leaves him through Hill's Corner down the mountain straight. He's going to be able to get a good clearance. Here is now single file for the top 2. Through the cutting for the first time, Shane Van Gisbergen clears single file now through the top 5. Now through the mountain for the first time. Cold tires going to make this really risky, using all that curb through Skyline, through the Dipper, down Conrad Straight. Can Elliott get enough of a draft? No, he will not. Busch looking on Blaney there. Shane Van Gisbergen now still driving away with this lead as Shane Van Gisbergen will complete lap 1 out of 25. He continues to lead now as Noah Gragson has just gotten spun by Bubba Wallace in the rear of the field. Bubba Wallace, that might have been a little payback from the getting held up in Kentucky. But we don't know. It's now lap 4 through Skyline for Shane Van Gisbergen. He's opened up this lead massively, and he's able to pull away. As now Kim Buscher look to go around the Buscher, almost looking to go there, gravel on the racetrack from Gregson pulling back on. Shane Van Gisbergen will come around to lead lap 5. He has led every lap. Chris Buscher, Bowman off wide. Wow. Through Skyline, managed to keep it on the track. That is pretty impressive. Not very many people were able to keep the car on the track while sliding through the gravel at 160 miles an hour. As now here on lap 8, Shane Van Gisbergen still leading. A gap from Elliott to Buscher side by side through the Skyline. Almost there through Forest Elba now. Shane Van Gisbergen still pulling away. Could Buscher look to make it side by side? Blaney and Bell side by side. Buscher gets spun up and over into the wall. Kai Gibbs straight on into Blaney. And a lot of your contenders hard out. And they are done. As it looks like Elliott was not clear through the chase. And just kind of got into Buscher. And then Elliott kind of gets not really that hard of a hit. He might be able to continue on. Buscher on his roof still. Ryan Blaney That's a huge hit from him into Ty Gibbs. Let's look at it one more time from this angle, see if we have another angle for it. Chris Buescher, red flag is out actually. Chris Buescher, huge hit. Same for Ryan Blaney and Ty Gibbs. Do we have another angle? Yes, we do. You can see contact made, and then just the right front digs in, spins him up and over. That sends him hard into the wall, and you see Gibbs go out of your left side of your frame. Here we'll see it one more time. Looks like Buescher just gets spun, and a massive incident. And then you can see the lockup out of Gibbs. But Chase Elliott, his day is done. Looks like he must have hit that wall pretty hard because he hasn't even tried to get the car restarted yet. Really not what he needed for his points. Blaney and Gibbs are both heading to the garage. This is not what they needed for their points championship. All 4 cars done, understandably. That was a massive crash. Definitely not what we wanted to see, and it happened already. So now they'll come down after that incident. They'll all come down, park their cars. The red flag is out. Welcome back to a slightly more wet and slippery land down under, as Mount Panorama has been hit by a massive rainstorm. Definitely no signs of sliding up any time in the future. We might end up having to put this into a red flag scenario, trying to get the track dried out if it's proven too dangerous. Those curbs are going to be very dangerous in the wet as the cars roll off, and Shane Van Gisbergen leads them back to the green, slipping and sliding. Kyle Busch, Reddick on that dry line, he's into the wall hard. Shane Van Gisbergen able to drive off. See how they stay away from that curb. That curb is very slippery. As Wells just spun. Reddick has damage. And there's wrecking hard into the cutting. And it must have been from the damage off of Reddick's car. As you can see, just everything goes. Everything just goes. Bowman loops it. Truex involved. Here's another angle. Jones, Larson, Yaley up inside the top 15. He will not stay there. As the caution is out, we're back on our way. Shane Van Gisbergen leads here on lap 18 out of 25. Kyle Busch in second, Chastain in third. Byron looking now for third. Side by side through the mountain still. Might want to get separated. There's contact. Chastain into the wall. Flipping. More cars piling in. LaJoy and the red flag understandably displayed immediately. Not even going to a caution. And Logano got tagged. Keselowski. Jones sneaks through with Barry. As right now 12 cars out of this race. Hopefully that will be the extent of the damages, but Bathurst is a track that if you don't respect it, it will bite you. Here as Bubba Wallace and Brad Keselowski, they have a ton of damage. They're definitely not continuing. Chastain upside down, he's not continuing either. Logano involved as well. LaJoy looks like he'll be able to roll away from this incident. As 2 cars upside have flipped today in the land down under, the cars refuse to stay on the right side up, and they're deciding to join the land down under in being a down under. And here's a replay. See Chastain just gets hooked by Byron, gets tagged by Logano, and then it's just on from there. You see the 7 and the 14 getting up over that curb.
The NASCAR Community Cup Series rolls into Las Vegas, live March 16th at 7 p.m. EST, only on the ECS Racing Network channel.
Welcome back to the land down under. The mountain has claimed even more cars. 14 in total now, as the cars will roll off, and we're back to green single file restart. Shane Van Gisbergen leads with 2 to go. Kyle Busch, could he do anything? Could he get a win? He was second last week. Byron really needs points, as he fly by the field, very spread out, as now they go through the mountain. Byron trying anything he can to gain a gap on Busch, as they spread out really quickly, everyone trying just not to finish. Bell's trying to go places, as through the chase for the penultimate time. Shane Van Gisbergen through the final corner. White flag, 1 lap to go, as now through Hell's Corner for the final time. Now through the cutting, over the mountain, and Priest has gotten spun upside down. BJ McLeod dumped Ryan Priest, and he got, looks like the rear suspension dug in, flipped that Mustang over. As the race is over, SVG's out of gas. As now we'll look at the point standings. Shane Van Gisbergen will win overall. Kyle Busch second, Byron third, Hamlin fourth, Barry fifth. Your top 5. Carson Hocevar rounds out our top 10, and Ryan Priest will round out your top 15. So now we look at the point standings. Christopher Bell leads with 71 points. That's a tie between Ross Chastain and Denny Hamlin at second, both at 67. Shane Van Gisbergen at 59. Kyle Busch at 56. Byron at 40. Logano at 37, tied with Briscoe. Buescher and Nemechek round out our top 10. And hopefully you guys like and subscribe from the race from down under. And that is all from the land down under. The devil as a racetrack is Mount Panorama.